camera. Okay, what is going on? What is going on? Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the two delays, but specifically for the delay today, or just now, my camera would not turn on, so I had to do some research to figure out why it wouldn't turn on. Also, sorry for the delay today. I know I scheduled it for 10:30, but I had I had to do a meeting that went a lot longer than I thought, so I had to postpone. It happens. You know, things are happening. Things happen. Certain things I can say, certain things I can't say. But bottom line here is that I'm here now. I'm here now. That's the key. So thank you guys for hanging out on Cleveland Terry Show, Tech Thursday. Today we're going to, I don't know how long we're going to be on here. Probably an hour at max. I do have a 1:30, but I have to get back on the road because I have to go to a site visit. Well, technically, I'm breaking down some equipment that we rented out yesterday for an event. And normally I wouldn't have to do that. I got guys for that. But my main guy, he's out of town. So I'm going to be driving around, taking calls and everything. You know, I will tell you this. The one thing which I don't have in front of me right now, the one of the most valuable things to me, and I can only speak for myself. Nope, no new camera, no new chair. It's just not squeaking right now. One of the most valuable things to me that I use on a daily basis is my iPad Pro. Now, I know a lot of people don't appreciate iPads. They don't use them. I get it. I understand. They might use their phone or they bring their computer around. But when I tell you, having the iPad with, and it doesn't have to be a Pro. I mean, it could be a regular iPad too. I just prefer the Pro, specifically because the new keyboard is really impressive. It's expensive. I know it's expensive, but that keyboard is like the best keyboard they've ever made. Anyway, I have cell service in my iPad. So when I leave the house, I might have my computer with me, but I never open it. I do all my stuff from my iPad all the time. All my calls, meetings, bookings, everything I do through my iPad, because I can just open it up and then just start working. You know, unlike with your MacBook or any computer, not computer, PCs used to have LTE cards in there. I don't know if they do anymore. But unlike the MacBook, it's always on. It's always activated. I don't have to, turn on my hotspot and start to do things here. I can just do it from the beginning. So I love my Mac. I love my iPad Air. That's not a promo. That's just one guy that uses it on the daily. It's been I literally am able to cover the cost just from the amount of work that I can get done while in my car, while just on the go. I have a dance convention tomorrow. I can answer all my emails. I can answer all that stuff. So I'm not telling you guys what to do. You do whatever you need to do. But I'm just saying, if you're like me and you're on the go all the time, it's a great little piece. Great little piece. Okay. Justin the DJ in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. I see DJ Dell in the building. LD the DJ. Is this the same LD who should be buying LD speakers that I saw on the Facebook forums? Because if it is, I'm telling you, you are missing a marketing opportunity. The only speakers you should ever use are LD speakers. Every time, all the time. I'm telling you, that's the only way. That's the only way. So when people are like, who are you? Let me look around. Look around. My name is on everything. Oh my God, you must be good. You have your own speaker line. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I do have my own speaker line. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Who else we got? Lance Jackson. I think I saw one of my old homies in here. Not old homies, not like relatively old. G Kenny in the building. What is going on? Wayne, DJ Island Boy, Lance Jackson, Chachi, Philip Tan. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. So Isomatic here. CT should be getting a sponsored deal with certain cities in Ohio. And by that logic, I would not say no. I would not say no. I can be from Cleveland if you're going to pay me. I can absolutely be from Cleveland. You know, the funny thing is, I have a lot of, I don't know what you'd call this. I have a lot of people that I believe followed me specifically because they thought I was from Cleveland. Honestly, specifically because they thought I was from Cleveland. I'm not going to tell them no. You know, and it's interesting because every so often, you know, you start going through people, you're looking at your followers and maybe trying to figure out which ones are bots or which ones are not. And you go in and you look at people's names and it's like, you know, Cleveland native, you know, Cleveland this, Cleveland that. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. You got too many teeth. What does that even mean? What does that mean? I have the right amount of teeth. Wally Banks in the building. What's going on? Oh, greetings from Atlantic Canada, our brethren. And I say that with the most honesty in the world. Canada, you are our brother. Don't let anybody tell you different. Anyway, we're not going to get political. For some reason, I have I got a lot of people, you know, I'm very social media forward. I don't do it that often, but I do have my own beliefs, my own passions, my own honesty. And so I'll post things or send things that I find, you know, that are humorous or that are just blatant lies. And then I will post those because as my right as a human being, I can do these things. Like somebody replied yesterday on a post I did. I think it was the one where the AI where Zelensky punched Trump out, and I just kind of added it to my stories. And somebody was like, "You hate Trump." I don't hate anybody, especially people I don't know. I can hate what they stand for though, and that's my whole thing. I just hate where we are. I hate how we're unable to actually have actual conversations. I hate that we can't be human beings. I hate the fact that it's like this or that. You know, Again, not getting political, so don't start disconnecting from the channel. But I do find it interesting that if you believe in astronomy, if you believe in science, and you look out and like, I'm a big astronomy fan, and I follow all the channels, and I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, all that stuff. I mean, I'm always listening to those. I listen to that kind of stuff before I go to bed. And the one thing I will tell you, the universe is a very, very big place. Like, mind-bogglingly large place. We are basically atoms floating around. Okay, we're smaller than ants. Okay, and why in the world are we acting like we have any other place to go if some stuff were to really go down? There's nothing remotely near us. You understand what I'm saying? So we're spending all this time fighting one another, blaming one another. And if this world ends, there's nothing. There's no coming back. The human race is gone. It's gone. And not only is it gone, nobody will even know we were here. It's dumb. It's dumb. We have bigger issues to deal with than stupid political stuff. We are so small. It's dumb. It's dumb. And I am not for political stances. Like, I don't believe that you can be one or the other. You can't be one or the other. Okay? You can't be, I'm full on Republican or I'm full on Democrat. You can't be. It's impossible. There's absolutely no way that you can be all in for everything, because everybody's got things. You have best friends right now, literal best friends that you've known for 4 years. But there are some things about your best friend that you don't like. That doesn't mean you break up with your best friend. That just means you know what your best friend is. And that's how I look. That's how I look. That's how I think when I look at, all of this stuff. There's some things I like on the Republican side, and there's some things that I hate. There's some things that I like on the Democratic side, and there's some things that I hate. I'm a business owner, so there's some things that I appreciate from the Republican side. But I'm also a human being. And there's some things that I think we need as human beings that seem to be really in like opposition of certain groups. Okay? Because for me, a lot of these arguments, a lot of these things, it's about the people. It's always about the people. It is always about the people. And if you disregard the people, you shouldn't be in any position to help people. That's it. So when people are like, oh, you don't like this, you don't like that, I don't like what people stand for. That's my thing. If you're telling me something that is in direct opposition of what I feel is necessary for the human species, then I'm not going to agree with you. That's it. Bottom line. Bottom line. There are ways to get everything accomplished. I'm for the people, but not of the people. I don't know if you're talking about yourself or you're talking about, the powers that be. That's because this is some rich people talk. This is rich people. So maybe Steve's a baller. I don't know. Same with your girlfriend or spouse. That sounds personal, Gumption. That sounds really personal. You want to talk about it? You ever had a problem with your significant other this last night? sleep on the couch. I want to talk about it. I have been married for over 20 years now. Been with my wife for over 25. I have slept on the couch or not in my bed, I want to say 3 times. 3 times. That's it. That's not a bad ratio. That's not a bad ratio. Although the last time was a little more recent. Anyway, we could go everywhere with that. We're not going to do that. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. DJ on the Moon. Hey, I guarantee you there's going to be somebody. We already have, who was it? Steve Aoki? Was he the one that DJ'd in space? I think it was Steve Aoki. I can't remember. Anyway, Sydney Bay, Cleveland Terry, the guru of software music from Baytronics. Where did it go? From Baytronics Music, Chicago House Music Master. Thank you, bro. I learn from you each and every week. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's interesting though. It tells me I should be doing more. Well, you know me, guys. I'm not really into the whole gig log thing. I think I truly believe gig logs in their original iteration are dead. I think people just aren't doing gig logs anymore. But I definitely need to do more on-site videos. I have some videos coming. I just talked to Evie yesterday, actually. So they're going to be sending me the 70s and the 90s, and we will review them on parties because we need to. That's the only way. And it just so happens that next week I have a party. How big is this party? I want to say it's 250, around 250. So we'll definitely be using those 90s, and we're going to see just how good they are. You know what's interesting though? So obviously, speaker wise, then you would do an Evie giveaway. You know what? I would love to do an Evie giveaway. You know what the problem is? The giveaway's already been given away. My partner he typically does larger parties. Okay, he doesn't do parties under 200, 250. So he's like, well, when those 90s come, you're gonna give them to me because my parties are typically maxed out, usually about 200. And there's a reason for that. We do anywhere between 5 and 10 parties a weekend. Okay. That's on a Saturday night. So, I usually work with our newer MCs, which typically means that I'm on the smaller parties because we're not going to give a younger MC a 300 person party. That's just dumb. That's like business suicide. So I typically work with them. So I don't typically have, a need to go any bigger than like my QSCs. But he does. So, okay. And this goes back to what I said before. I'm a big LD fan. You guys know that. I told you we've had this story already, so I don't feel like repeating it all, but I truly believe that the 28 G3s from LD are some of the best small speakers on the planet. 12-inch speakers, small. KC12, small. And my partner has the 44 G2s, the Maui 44 G2s. I don't think they sound as good as I don't think the 44s sound as good as the 28s, which is very weird. I know. Yes, the 44s get louder. Okay. But they don't hit like the 28s do. The 28s are a special breed. And honestly, I haven't heard any speaker that has the bass output, any 12-inch speaker that has the bass output of a 28. All honesty. And I've said this. Look, we don't bullshit on my channel. Okay. That's just the thing. We don't do that. So I'm just telling you for a fact. That's what I truly believe. Now, are the KC12s, is their bass maybe better? I don't know. I'll have to A/B test them. I don't know. But what I will say is I've been really happy with those 28 G3s. So, so he has the 44s, and like I said, I use them. I'm like, okay. I thought they'd be better. Honestly, and this is not saying that the 44s are bad. That's the problem that we're dealing with here. I'm not saying the 44s are bad. They're not bad. They're actually a good speaker, but they don't sound like the 28s. And that's my problem. If I had just heard the 44s, I think that maybe I'd be like, oh yeah, they're really, really good, which I did. I heard them at Harvest of Sound, I've used them. But the fact that I personally own the 28s and I was using them for weeks on end, and I got the 44s because I had some wedding we had to do. So I took the 44s because they were bigger and they were in white. My 28s were in black. And I turned them on and I was like, I'm not as impressed as I thought I should be. I thought this was going to be like twice as good as the 28s, and they're not. So my partner's 44s, he's like, he feels the same way. And again, you have to understand where we're coming from, okay? So I have to like preface this. His main system, and my main system too, before I moved over to QSC, was the SRX system with either the 828s or the 818s. I don't love the 818s. I think they're just okay. But he recently upgraded to the 900 SRX speakers, the 918s. Those bad boys are impressive. Okay. So he's got SRX 800 tops and 900 bottoms. So that's his main system. So when he's doing 300 people, that's what he's using. It's a little smaller, or if they want something like some party planners are like, oh, can you bring the white? So he brings his 44s. Not as good. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is long story coming back around. He wants the 90s. If the 90s are as good as EV claims, and from even what I heard, if they're as good as that, he wants the 90s. He wants the 90s, which means that I will probably, if they look, and this is all if it's good, okay? This is all if it's good. We can all talk about how great things sound, when you're in a 30 by 30 room, but I know this is a joke. So, if they do sound as good, in my opinion, what I think the 70s sound like is a better 44. Better 44. They have better low end than the 44s do. So if they sound like that, then it will be perfect for what I'm trying to do across the board. But we'll see. I don't know for sure. I won't know until they're on my parties. You know what I mean? Like anybody that has the nerve to like throw them out, and I'm even talking about people that are like, oh, here, sound test, and they got them outside and they're doing whatever. There's no indication of how a speaker sounds until you get bodies in the room. Okay? You can think they sound good until you get the bodies in the room, until you are actually on a party, until you're pushing those speakers, and then they're doing what speakers do, or they're doing what speakers shouldn't. Okay? So that's the only way. So that's what we're going to do. Can you do a comparison of all the, what is that even? What is all the speakers, Wayne? Let me know. Okay, let's see here. Okay. This is what I'll say, and then I'll move on. Because Kenny, I've been seeing stuff today since the State of the Union. Okay. Because obviously there were people that walked out, there were people that were screaming. And here's the thing. Democrats are in a really bad place right now, a really bad place because they want to fight fire with fire, but they also want to keep a level of decorum that contradicts fighting fire with fire. Because there are some people in the Republican Party, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, people like that can just do and say whatever the hell they want, and there are no repercussions. Now, there are no repercussions because the Democrats would try to push it, and the Republicans would just say, no, we're not doing that. But for whatever reason, when the Democrats do it, yes, the Republicans still come back, which is what they're supposed to do. But we don't get the same defense from the other Democrats. That's the one thing I have noticed. As a matter of fact, they just talked about censuring. I forget the guy's name, but that was escorted out. And I think 4 of the people, they voted to censure, and 10 of them were Democrats that voted to censure him, which is crazy to me. Crazy. So we're in a really bad place right now. We are. And if you follow the White House Instagram, I've never seen propaganda like this in America ever. Let's just put it that way. Yes, agreed. Okay, so let's see here. What about the new MP3 3.4 update? It's bomb. It's bomb. Now, I don't know how many people are actually in production that are DJs in here. But I can tell you, it's actually in my car right now because I take it with me. It has made producing back in all in one in the box. So, you can do everything now in the box. You couldn't do that before, no matter how much you tried. The new MPC software, in all honesty, like the best scenario is an MPC live with the new MPC update. It is fantastic because, like I said before, I don't think I have one in here with me. Okay, I don't. Yeah. So what they did with the MPC Live, which is where we get this kind of leveraged equipment. Okay, so InMusic owns Akai that produces the MPC. But within music, there's always a synergistic approach to all of their products, which means that if something's cool here, they're going to import it into the, it's like, for instance, like MPC has stems now, okay, which are decent. They're not the best. They're never going to be the best because they're not on a computer. The processing power out of all their chips is adequate at best, because it was never really designed for that. But they're making it work. And the same people, you remember the Denon Prime Go came out with stems and it was trash. The first bet was trash. So they have now, obviously they're going to do, the computer based and then just import them over. But for a minute, they were looking at using the MPC stems because their stems are better. However, same situation. They have to pre-process in order to make them work. But synergistically, anytime they find something. So the Newmark Mixstream Go was the first hardware that included speakers. Okay, those front speakers. Remember, I hated those front speakers on the controller because I said they don't get loud enough, and I'm not sure where you're going to use these. You're going to use these just DJing in your house. At that point, I don't know. You might want to just use headphones because they're definitely not loud enough to be monitors. Okay, but on an MPC, those speakers changes everything. I can make music anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, I still have my headphone jack, but I can make music anywhere and everywhere. And I don't have to plug in. I don't have to be in my studio making music. I could be sitting on my couch. I can be anywhere. I absolutely love what Akai's doing. Love, love, love. Home team. I'm DJing my first quinceañera. Nice. Congratulations. Enjoy. You'll be playing a lot of Bad Bunny. A lot of Bad Bunny and a lot of Banda. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I am kidding at the same time. Will I look old using crank stands? I'm not quite sure how to answer that. If we're talking about crank stands where it's like for your speakers, I don't think you'll look old. I mean, I think you're going to look smart. I don't think anybody's ever looking at you crank up your speakers and go, ooh, look at the old man. Now, if you're doing this and cranking it up and then you turn around and you grab your cane and then you hobble to the DJ booth, yeah, then you look old. But I don't think you look old just because you have crank stands. It's my opinion anyway. Okay. Ask, do all of your DJs use furniture? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, there's a reason for this. And we do have, like my partner has furniture. I have furniture. I'm getting another piece of furniture from Danny Max that we're going to use for any of our rentals, or if we're doing weddings and it's not one of us, we'll send out the full white package with that, which will probably end up being a Danny Max booth, whatever controller they're bringing, the Maui 44s. It's probably going to end up being our wedding system. It'll just sit there until we have weddings, or our super high end clients. Like we do. Our party planners are like the party planners to the stars. So we do a lot of events, and a lot of times, they're looking for booths, and we need just a spare booth when one of us is not working those parties. The reason that DJs don't have furniture is the same reason that your kids don't have iPhone Pro Maxes. They don't know how to take care of them. They don't know how to take care of them. So you're going to get a regular old iPhone. Nothing special. Regular. You're probably going to get a hand-me-down of either mine or your brother's or somebody's phone. Because I'm not paying top dollar to watch you break my shit. I mean, that's it. People, when it's not their equipment, will only take care of it so much. They put things back wrong. They leave things behind. They throw it in the vans. They scratch it up. They rip the cases. So no. As I've said before, when you're doing a multi-op, you're buying and preparing and training on the lowest common denominator. Okay? So the dumbest people in your team, and I say that with love. Okay? I'm serious. The dumbest people in your team is the foundation for your company. Okay? So I have to build everything based upon, are they smart enough to do that? They are, but they probably won't. So no, we're not doing that. So no, they don't all have furniture. I would love for everybody to have furniture. I would love for everybody to have furniture. I would love for everybody to have moving heads. There's a lot of things I would love, but they break my shit. They lose my shit. Do you know how many cocktail speakers we've had to repurchase because they just disappear? Just gone. Hey, where's the cocktail speaker? Did we just paid, $600 to $800 for? Oh, I think I left it. Hold on, let me call. Boop, 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 boop. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Ring. Nobody answers. And when they do answer, no, we don't know, but we'll let you know if we find it. That shit is gone. That shit is gone. So, no, I'm tired. I got tired of wasting money a long time ago. So I'm done. Hold on, let's see here. Yeah, I think that was said better. Thank you, preacher man. It's probably because you're a preacher man. You know how to say just the right thing. Okay, hold on. Let me go back up real quick. All right, here we go. Okay. I do. I do rock with QSC. That's my main point source. Point source. Point source. That's my point. That's my main point source. But I use line arrays every chance I get. Column arrays every chance I get. They're easy. I said this in my video. They're convenient. I get it, but it has to be realistic. It has to be based upon, the right application. So, but okay, but also don't get it twisted. Okay. I think we need to be clear about something. Really clear. I will leave my favorite speaker like that if something better comes around. All right. I am loyal to a point. This isn't like your wife, your girlfriend, you get married. That's it. That's your life. You loved your wife before, or your husband, you love them now. If something better comes around, that's flash in the pants. They don't hold a candle to my wife. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's the same thing, but not with speakers. With speakers, if something better comes around, I'm leaving you. I am absolutely leaving you for new speakers if they are better. That goes the same for DJ controllers, lights, everything. I will leave you in an instant if I find something better. I am loyal to a point. Yes. They sound good. I haven't heard them live. People swear by them. I have friends that own them. I'm sure they're good. I'm also sure that they are very, very expensive too. So you have to think about, okay, I'm going to do a video on this. This always helps me. This helps me make my videos. So I'm going to talk it through. Okay. Here's my issue. All right. As a business, okay. Business, not as a hobby, not as something fun to do, or even a one man. Okay. But as a true multi-op business, I'm going to say one man's too. If you are running your business effectively, there are certain things that you have to ask yourself every time you make a purchase. Okay. And it's very simple. Is this product I'm buying making me more money? Does it improve my show so I can make more money? And will anybody recognize that I have done this add-on? Or is it a minor update? That's the key. And I know that my job is to show people new gear, my side job. I know that's my job. But the reality of it is not everybody needs to buy new gear. That's just the reality. And a lot of times the equipment that you have, the equipment that you're currently using is good enough for what you're trying to do. Now, again, I'm not talking about, hey, I have a speaker system that can power 120 people. Now I booked a 300 person party, and now I'm starting to book, 300 person parties or 250 person parties every single weekend. Okay. It may be time to upgrade because you are generating potentially more money. That's when you upgrade. You don't upgrade just to upgrade. You're not going to run a quality business if you're continually upgrading. At a certain point, you have to just stop with all the purchases and just make money, accumulate money. So then when you do want to make that large purchase, you can. When you want to make real business decisions, you can't spend on bullshit all the time. So most people Don't need to upgrade. You know, the most frustrating part of what I do is realizing when people are like, you know, they have, I don't know, you know, they got a, let's say they have a Ref 7. Okay, we'll use Ref 7 as a perfect example. And it's working, doing everything. It's hitting 95% of all the things you needed to do. All right. And then the Performer comes out and people are like, oh man, it does that other 5%. I think I need to upgrade. It's like, okay, well, is that 5% going to make you more money? Is it going to make you? Are you going to cover the cost of your purchase with that 5%? And most people will tell you no. Okay. They'll tell you no. So it's not a good purchase. Now, vanity aside, you know, you love new stuff. You're like, I don't care. I love it. Okay. Then let's just admit what we're doing here. All right. But as a business owner, it is not good business to be replacing stuff all the time, updating stuff all the time. It's not good business. It's not good business. You're supposed to retool every so often, not every year. All right, let me see here. Jay Book in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Looking for some help to mini map my Rain 4 scroll load button. I don't have a Rain 4 here, pal, unfortunately. But I guarantee you, I mean, again, remember, we can't just say MIDI map because every software MIDI maps. That could be Serato, that could be DJ, that could be Virtual DJ, Traktor, all of them. So I would recommend whatever software you use, going to those forums and asking, because I guarantee you somebody's already thought about it. They've already thought about it and it's probably already answered. So just go to the forums for your software and you should see them there. Yeah, they don't notice. They really don't. Now, having said that, I will tell you this. There are certain things that I can guarantee you people have noticed. Okay. There are certain things. One, I know nobody really wants to hear this, but my furniture gets more compliments than anything I've ever purchased. My furniture. And I don't mean just random compliments. I mean compliments every single time I work. Every single time. Oh my God, this is so nice. Wow, this is great. Every time. That is the one thing I will say. Nobody's ever been like, ooh, look at those speakers. Well, now, they have said that. Party planners have said that when they're out of the way. That's the only time a party planner will compliment my speakers, when they're out of the way, or like say they're white and they match my stuff. That's it. Nobody has said to me ever, ooh, look at those lights. Ooh, you got those new so-and-so movers? Nobody's ever said that to me. The only time people have said it was in the past, when everybody thought that name brand was the only way to use lighting. Because for the longest time, party planners were lighting snobs. Okay. And when I say that, I mean, they heard something in their head and now that's all they stick with. So for the longest time I used to have party planners. This is probably like, I don't know, in the late 2000s, 2010, 2012, somewhere around there, where party planners were like, oh, well, I can't use your lighting because we only use Chauvet. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So then we went out and bought all this Chauvet stuff. Okay. Not hating on it. I've made every dime back off my Chauvet lighting. Not hating on them whatsoever. But fast forward, 10 years, in every single company out there, every single production company, lighting production company, rarely uses name brand stuff. Rarely. Everybody's buying overseas now. Everybody. So I've noticed that the party planners have stopped. They've changed their tune. They don't talk about it anymore because they know that all the lights are going to be fine for the party you're doing. Okay. So what kind of furniture? There's tons of furniture out there. You can go, like for me, I'm an ambassador for Danny Max. I love Danny Max booths. I think they're made very, very well. You got the Bunn booths by Joe Bunn. Very, very good. Very good also. And then you have all of the outside companies that actually started this whole thing. The reason that the furniture is as big as it is now is because they took what was already there, but you couldn't break it down. The original ones you couldn't break down. So they made stuff that could be broken down for mobile people like us. So I'm a big fan. Humpter's furniture is hybrid. I will tell you this, okay? Because it is furniture, but it's more of a hybrid piece of furniture. But yes, my partner uses the Humpter booth, and I use the Humpter stands. He uses Humpter booth and stands. People always impress. People always talk about how good everything looks. Now, again, 95% of the time, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to complain. The first question out of their mind is, every party planner we work with assumes we're using facades. Every party planner. So the reason why we got the furniture was very simple for us. I can only speak for us, okay? I'm not speaking for you guys. But our high-end party planners hate the facades, okay? And they don't hate the facades because they're bad. They hate the facades because it doesn't necessarily go with their decor, okay? So they'll go, okay, you're going to bring your speakers and lighting and all that stuff. Great, okay. Maybe not. Maybe I won't even use your lighting. Maybe we'll bring in a lighting company. And we have a booth for you. Oh yeah, what's a booth? It's just a it's just, but they can either cover the front up or it's like, bar stools type stuff. So we were like, well, why we keep having to like not use our stuff? If we bought furniture, then maybe, that'd be fine. And the moment they started seeing our furniture, they were like, oh, you're good. We can just use your stuff. But they had to see it first. Planners are funny that way. They need to see things before they let you use them. Okay. Yeah. And at least with the Danny Max booths, I will tell you that they'll fit in any car. They're the same size as if you were using like a regular flight case, and maybe a Pro X booth or something like that. It's the same size. Absolutely the same size. Which is what I love about the Danny Max booth. I can't talk, and they're hard cases. I can't talk about Joe Bunn. I don't know if he uses hard cases or soft cases. I feel like he uses soft cases. But you are paying more for those hard cases though. So just keep that in mind. Okay. All right, let's see here. Talking about lighting, where to go? I discovered last night that X5 transmitters set to channel 1 will jam the same frequency the Ape Labs uses. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I am not surprised. Okay, let's see here. All right, where are we at? And that's fine. That's fine. That's a reasonable upgrade. Okay, that makes sense. You're not going to drive around in your truck if a tire is missing. So I get it. Sorry for the extend question. Let's see here. We have 4 photo booths. They go through our system. Obviously our main people get it first, but photo booths are available for anybody. And so we absolutely do rent them out outside of it. We don't market though, I know, honesty, because it is we need to do more marketing on just a photo booth, in all honesty. Problem is The one problem is when you market your photo booth outside of your company, I have noticed that the regular photo booth market, they're cheap as hell. So they're going to want us to drop our prices. We don't have to drop our prices for our normal clients. They're already spending money. So they're fine. But if you're just coming offside, you're doing a little birthday party for your 8-year-old and you need a photo booth, they don't want to pay jack for that photo booth. So we'd actually stand to make less that way. But if somebody calls and they're like, yeah, and it happens to be on a day we're not using them, they'll absolutely go out. Absolutely. Do I fire DJs when they lose your gear? No, I don't. People make mistakes, so I have to accept that. Now, I have fired DJs over time. Okay, so we're very simple in my company. All right. Obviously, you guys are asking very obvious questions. How many meetings do you have staff with your equipment care? Every damn time. We have meetings all the time. This is not something where I'm like, ooh, I guess I should have explained that to you better. They know. They just get busy. They've been working. There's a lot of moving parts and they just forget shit. A lot of times they go back. We make them go back and get it themselves, but it does happen. Remember, guys, you have to understand, okay? This isn't just like me and so-and-so, okay? I employ about 100 people, okay? And on a given weekend, like say for instance, this weekend, okay? We have 7 parties going out and there are anywhere between 4 and 8 people or 9 people going out on those parties. So let's just cut it in the middle and say 5 people for a party. So I have 35 to 45 people that are all touching stuff, moving stuff around, doing stuff. It's really complicated to assign blame on a single person. So we don't do that. Okay. Now, it is the DJ's responsibility to make sure all the stuff's in there, which is why we have a check-in system. But the bottom line here is that things just get misplaced. People grab stuff. You got people moving stuff around. Maybe the screws that go into the Humpter stand, and this happens more than once. People are just breaking it down and then they just throw it in one of the job boxes or whatever. So they're there. They just can't be found at the time. It is what it is. But to the question about do I fire them? I've fired 2 DJs for technically for screwing up. Okay. Gross misconduct, I guess. I've only fired 2 people in the 17, how long have we been in business? 12? Yeah, 17 years. In the 17 years of my company. We still have people that started in year 1 that still work for us because we're a good company. We take care of our people. But I fired 2 people. Let's see here. One was just not getting any smarter. And he was costing us money, but costing us money in the bad way. So if you lose a speaker, okay, well, we always typically let the first one go. If you lose the second speaker, we're going to take that money out of your check. All right. We're not going to take it all at once. We're not assholes, but maybe we break it down over, 4 to 8 payments. All right. We take out $50 a thing, whatever, to cover whatever you've lost. Okay. So that happens. Typically, you don't have to do that one time and then they're fine. I'm actually okay with that. That's the nature of the business. It goes with the business. What I'm not okay with is when you cost me money and reputation. That's when I have problems. That's a 0 tolerance situation. So if a client calls you out by name and how you screwed up their party and we got to refund money and it's all your fault, you're probably not going to stick around. If I can't look, as multi-op owners, as business owners, I think we're all smart enough. We've been doing this long enough and we've written it into our contracts, things that are, more vague or more ambiguous, just so we have room. If something were to happen, we can adjust. Like say, for instance, we used to have stages on every party. Okay. Then we got too big and we didn't have enough stages for certain parties. So what we did was we added in a simple line, okay, that said stages, and it says right next to it in parentheses, space allowed. Meaning if there is space, we'll bring them. But if there isn't any space, we're not going to bring them. Okay. Space allowing. And what happened was I had a party planner call me, hey, where are the stages? Where are the stages? And I'm like, yeah, there's no room in that room for stages, but it says stages. And she looked at her contract and it says, oh, it says space allowing. Okay. I get it. Never mind. Okay. So what I'm saying here is that typically speaking, we're going to be understanding and compassionate for a client, but we're typically going to try to side with the employee because you don't want to take too many, it's my faults. Okay. In any business, you don't want to take too many, it's my faults. So you have to find a way to spin it. Now, you're not trying to be an asshole to your client, but certain things, sometimes they just complain. You're just like, look, this isn't worth your complaints. Okay. You're not going to say that, but it's not worth your complaints. This is the rule, blah, blah, blah. When a client, because every time I schedule a meeting, we talk to the client, and when they talk, and I'm saying, okay, so did the DJ do this, or did the MC do this, or did they blah, blah, blah. When they break it down, if I can't have any argument to what they're saying, they're right. I've had to give money back, like full on refunds. Again, we do like 300 to 400 parties a year. So, 17 years, you do the math. It's a lot of parties. All right. I've had to refund full refund of parties twice. Yeah, we've refunded small things here and there. Oh, this didn't work, or you guys forgot this or whatever. You refund a couple $100, whatever. Got it. But I've had to refund full amounts twice. That was actually our fault. Ironically or coincidentally enough, the money I had to refund, same damn DJ. So he had to go. And then I had another DJ that was the nicest guy, had the greatest intentions, but this kid was just, when there's just, you look up at somebody and you're just like, there's a cloud there. There's just, why is bad shit always happening to you all the time? What is wrong with your life? He had to go. We gave him many opportunities. We tried. Because look, what we don't want as a company, we don't want to take money out of your pocket, your livelihood, all these things. We don't want to do that. But we also have to make business decisions. And at a certain point, and I remember what the day it happened, when it was like, my partner was very forgiving of this one guy. And then a situation happened because I had been saying, we got to get rid of him. I am the understanding yet cold guy. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get rid of them. If they're not working out. And then it happened one day. My partner experienced it firsthand, and he was like, you're right. He's got to go. That was it. That was the last day he ever worked. Last day. Okay. So let me drop down here. All right. I see people talking about both lighting. I'll let that all be handled from the powers that be. Thank you. I mean, look, when it is a fixed scene, you gotta come correct. So, and this is lighting over time, and it's true. It's always incremental, but I'm always trying to make my stream better. Again, and it's an ego thing. You know, like I like to have a really good stream. And that's one of the things that people always compliment me on. They're like, your stream looks so good. It's so clean. It's crisp. Everything looks good. This is over time. And I did the same thing. I look at other YouTubers and see what they're doing and try to figure out. And I got to make it work with the space I have. Like I don't have all of the space where I can have lighting a mile away and the camera's on me. And now we got the bokeh in the back. And I mean, I got some bokeh because it's a 1.8 lens. But yeah, I don't have that opportunity, but thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Oh, so this is a hard question to answer because, there is no right answer in this one. You see, what happens is overseas, everybody operates the same. All the specs are the same. You know, they all make the same product. It's all coming from the same manufacturing plants. The reps, if you're using like Alibaba or AliExpress or something like that, they're all doing the same thing. They're essentially the manufacturer middleman, or they work for the manufacturer and they're just selling them off. But there hasn't been a single light that we've bought. We don't buy them from the same stores. We bought our color washes from one store. We bought our pen spots from another store. We bought our LED wall from another store. But they've all been good. They've all been good. So I don't have an answer for you on that one. Literally, just check the reviews, check all the stuff, and go from there. All right. Audio One in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Speaking of my partner, looks like he's in the building. These are facts. These are facts. That's my partner, if you guys don't know. Okay, let's see here. Hey, I had an ex like that too. Okay. Yes, I've been with my wife for 25 years, but I had an ex. I had a much different life before. So I understand. And the funny thing is, not the funny thing. You never really want to like, you know, rah somebody's demise. But the funny thing is, even after we divorced and she remarried, still drama, clouds over everything. Everything always going wrong. Blaming me for everything going wrong in her life now. What do I have to do with your life now? Had me thinking I was a bad person. Oh, I failed. I failed my marriage. This is all my fault. Yada, yada, yada. And then I watch her fail multiple times. Then I'm like, maybe it wasn't my fault. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're the crazy one. And we share a daughter, and my daughter recognizes that it wasn't me. Because for the longest time, I was being blamed. Consistency in everything you do will save your life. Consistency will save your reputation. It'll save you internally, because if you are consistent, even when things go wrong, we've had parties where they have been just okay at best, or maybe we made some mistakes, whatever. Again, multi-op, things happen, right? And people have let them go, not because of anything that I said, but because of our consistency. We have a bad party, right? Let's say we have a bad party. Let's say we had a bad party and it was absolutely like the DJ's fault. Like DJ was playing trash music and nothing that the client asked for, or wasn't reading the crowd properly, and it just wasn't a good party. Not because of the crowd. I've had clients and planners literally tell me, well, I mean, couldn't have been you. It couldn't have been you. Why not? Why couldn't it have been us? Because you are consistently great. Consistency smooths over a lot of bumps in the road. They are far more forgiving when you are consistent. Now, if you're not consistent, you're just jumping all over the place, doing crazy shit all the time, that's going to be your consistency. People are going to assume you're going to make mistakes. So it's very important that you try to be as consistent as possible. Okay, let's see here. One of my DJs had that cloud. It's passing, but thankfully it didn't affect his performance. Yeah. So here's the thing. Especially with people that have the cloud over them. Okay. Or they complain a lot, or they love to like bring people into their cause, right? I don't like the way I'm being treated, so now I'm going to go tell everybody that everybody's being treated the same way. Meanwhile, maybe people aren't being treated the same way, but they're trying to bring everybody into it. Okay. That's a cancer. Okay. That's a cancer. You got to cut cancers out. If anybody's bringing negativity to your company and you're starting to see more people being more and more negative and everything was fine, and it's not something like, there are bad companies, so I get it. But like, if you're doing everything you can within reason to take care of your people and run a business, okay, you have to be able to do both. You know, there's all these people that are like, well, they just need to pay me more. They just need to do this. They just do that. Well, can I pay you more? Can I, from a business perspective, actually pay you more without losing money? Like, I understand you know your worth. So do we. But in any type of business, there's always a top level where you don't go any higher. And we have those levels because it's easy. It's established by the prices we charge to clients. If we charge X and we got 4 people or 6 people and we have to pay those people, but we also have to make a profit, you take your profit margin, right? And you deduct that. You take your profit margin, you take your expenses, and you deduct that. Whatever's left over is being broken up by the employees. Okay? That number doesn't necessarily go up, especially for DJs who have contracts. You know, a lot of these contracts for us go out 1, 2, 3 years in advance. And they're like, hey, you need to pay me more. Well, we didn't make more. How can I pay you more when there's no money in it to pay you more? Now, there are certain people in my business that get paid more than other people because there's value in them. If you want to get paid more money, you have to have value. And value could mean so many things to so many people. All right. Value could be as simple as, there's not a party I can't send this person to. Value could be as simple as, they just do good work. They don't get on my nerves. They're always on time. They're always responsible. They're always trying to improve. That could be value also. Or you're just so damn good at what you do, I can't afford to lose you. Value added. So I know I just said that there's only a certain amount in a package, right? That you sell. There's only a certain amount. However, if that person is now generating new clients because of their work, even without raising your rates, you can pay them more. Because if you take what the new business they're bringing in, and then you break that down, you know, let's say, you know, they brought in an extra from their parties, they brought in an extra $15,000, $20,000 and new clients that were like, oh, I got to have that person, right? You can take 5,000 of that and spread it out amongst their parties. You're not losing any money. That's all I'm talking about here is business. Okay. This is just business. And there's only one way to remain profitable, and that's to not spend every dime. And as much as we want every single employee to make all the money and be able to do all this, we realize what kind of job it is. The people that work for us, not necessarily, myself, my partner, the admin in the office, all that stuff. The people that work for us are part-timers. And you don't pay part-timers full-time money. No matter how much you'd love to, you just can't. So you have to look at them as part-timers. They work once a weekend. And for once a weekend, they all get paid pretty damn well for once a weekend. All right, let's see here. There's a booth very similar to the Humpter. It's called Omnitronic Booze. Event stand for about $350, but you can't get it delivered to the US. That's because it's made out of like asbestos. If it can't come to the US, there's something wrong with it. My volume is fine. Quiet. Just because you have hearing problems because you've been DJing for 30 years doesn't mean my volume is bad. My volume is fine. Go get your ears checked. Biggie. Okay. All right. DJ Verse in the building. What's going on, man? Shed lights are great with Maestro DMX. Look at Kylie. Kylie's impressive, okay? Kylie can find any way and every way to refer to Maestro DMX. That's really impressive. That is bravo, Kylie. Now, I'm going to play the other side and go, well, Shed Lights works great with all the DMX controllers. All DMX controllers matter, Kylie. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Let's see here. It won't be because I have a 1:30 in 8 minutes. So it guaranteed won't be any longer than that. Don't try to get me in trouble. Have a drink on me. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey guys, don't forget. This is all something I do for you guys. So anytime you can give back like David did, I appreciate that. Trust me when I tell you, I am not made of money. I got kids in college. I got a bat mitzvah coming up in August. I need every dime I can get. And I have a wife who loves to spend money. Okay. So, anytime you can help out, please do. I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you, David Dean. Even though you have two first names, I'm going to trust you. All right, let's see here. All right. I absolutely did. All right, before we leave here, let's take a look at this Omnitronic booth here. Let's take a look. Okay. Omnitronic. Horrible name, by the way. All right. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Booze event stand. What a horrible name. That's horrible. Okay. All right. Okay. So it does look a lot like the Hunter Booth. Very similar. That's not bad. I mean, I don't know how the product is. I don't know how it works, but that's not bad. What's the shipping cost? $5,000. Yeah, there's the US right there. $50. 5 to 15 days. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, okay. We might have to take a look at that. I like cheap stuff that the people can break. I do. However, is it available in white? It does not appear that it's available in white. I think it's only black. By the way, I hate to be that guy. I really do hate to be that guy. But I can't stand this booth. I think it's terrible. It is the ugliest booth in my opinion. I just keeping it real. Anytime I'm on the forums and they're like, "Oh, hey, check this one out." Don't check that one out. That's trash. Please don't use those. Please. I'm asking nicely. please don't use those. I mean, like I always say, to each their own, but if I see you with that, I'm not going to respect you. A little bit of my respect is going to fall off. It's just facts. But to each their own. Now, I won't say anything to you. I'll be like, "Oh yeah." But I'll also be like, It's like right now, to me, this booth is the equivalent of like you driving a Tesla. I'm not gonna assume, you know, you're that side. I'm not gonna assume that, but in my head, a little of me, it's like, like if I say to you, "Oh, you have a Tesla," and your response isn't, "I bought this before." If your response isn't that, I'm gonna look at you differently. Sorry. We're all allowed to support how we can support. I have friends. Look, guys, as we said in the beginning of the show, you know, like I am both Republican and I am Democrat, but I'm also very much a Democrat because I'm kind of for the people. Okay, I want the government should be helping people, not making money. The government isn't a money making business. It's supposed to help. So everybody that I know that owns Teslas is like, I'm trying to sell it. But nobody will buy this thing. And if you have a Cybertruck, oh man. Oh. I can't even look at Cybertrucks anymore. Anytime I see one, I'm so annoyed. Really, that sounds stupid. Please explain to me what you're saying here. Statement NYC. I like to say that before I, have an opinion on this. What really sounds stupid? Oh, so you have a Cybertruck. Good for you. But I don't know you. You're not my friend. So the conversation that I just had about my friends doesn't apply to you. Don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with being personal. It has to do with facts. You want to save some money, you can absolutely do that. I'm not, guys, you okay. I will say this. I will save this. Saving the country money is stupid. Saving the country's money is stupid if you are taking the money away from critical care. Yes, it is stupid. Saving money is stupid if you won't tax the people making trillions of dollars to get back to the country. Yes, that's when it's stupid. And if you can't see that, there's nothing I can say to you. But the bottom line here is there is money to be made. There's money out there that is not getting taxed. There's money out there that's being loopholed and streamed in. Before we go after things like killing cancer research for kids and taking money out of Medicaid and Medicare, before we do that, why don't we look at the low-hanging fruit, which is the trillionaires who aren't giving money back? That's it. Now, you don't have to agree with me. I don't care. I really don't care. You do what you want to do. That's what makes America great. You have your own opinions. But I don't care. If you take what I say and you're like, fuck that dude, so be it. So be it. I don't care. You're not going to change my life any more than I'm going to change yours. And I'm not going to change your opinion and you're not going to change mine. And that's okay. That's what being adults is being able to say, you have an opinion and I do. Not saying your opinion is stupid. If you don't agree, you don't agree. And that's okay. Guys, I know that my meeting time is happening. I know. I'm getting off. Fortunately, it's a longer call today, so there's always a little bit of a window. But just as it's getting good, it's not getting good because I've already said to myself, this year I'm not going to spend my time arguing over dumb stuff. Okay, I'm not. If that's what you are, if that's what you like, cool. But I'm going to stand very firm on my opinions because I've actually looked into it. That's all. That's all. So more power to you, everybody. You guys have great parties this weekend. I will be, I got an LED wall this weekend, actually for the next 3 weeks. Neither here nor there. So, but have great parties this weekend, guys. I will talk to you soon. I got a couple of videos coming out before the week's end. One on some microphones and something else. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. Enjoy your day. Peace out.